All right. Fantastic. Beer. There we go. We're gonna do. We're gonna do the air scare bus. Scare bus A320 deliveries. Let's do. No. What's up, everybody? I'm just getting settled in here, and we're gonna go for a nice quick flight from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. Miami. Didn't make this easy. 10 right. And then we're gonna land in Miami on so it's gonna be 33 miles, and yeah, that's fine. We'll just do GPS, but we'll go out over the coast. So we'll make it easy, and we'll probably go up to 4,000 feet. You know what? I should probably do this and watch my show. So what's up, everybody? Oh, Josh Aldrich, Melanie, yeah, I fixed the sound. Yeah, Matthew, that's what I'm thinking. Don't forget, everybody, to like, and subscribe. That's awesome, Melanie, that you play this game. I'm glad to hear that, actually. So we're going to do a nice quick flight from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. Hi, Becky. And if you're tuning in, again, this is our first week of doing this, wrapping up the first week. So I figured out how to get my broadcasting headset work, or at least my, this isn't the one I use for my live streams at airports. This is actually my gaming headset. But it seems to be working. What's up, Haz? Uh-oh, you're sick. Well, I hope you feel better. Here's to feeling better, and hopefully, if nothing else, we can make you laugh from my amazing talent, or lack thereof, for what do you call it? Flight simming. You guys, I should probably do like all the challenges so I can make each of you laugh, because some of those are super hard, like Lukla and Saba, and even St. Bart's. Oh, I should do St. Bart's. What's up, Hemi brothers? Hey, I got your message. No worries, dude. You're working hard in school. Proud to hear that you're working hard and doing well in school. So that comes first. So no apologies needed, my friend. But yeah, we're doing Microsoft Flight Simulator. We'll be doing a live in-person live Phoenix stream tomorrow, as long as I feel okay. I got some allergies that are bothering me that are kind of annoying. Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm flying Air Canada today, and flying Air Canada from Fort Lauderdale, and it should be mentioned that I do own the Fort Lauderdale Scenery Edition. So we're gonna fly out over the coast, and then we're gonna make a right turn and land in Miami. So, alright, we'll get back into the cockpit. So, I don't have any ATC or anything. I'm just trying to remember how to fly. So, I've set the parking brake, released the parking brake, and flaps are set, I believe. Let me check flaps here. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. Let's see where our flap setting is. Okay, flaps 1. Excellent. Speed brake is not armed, which is good. Hey, Bailey, thank you. Happy flight. Hopefully this will be a short one. So without further ado, I also turned down the settings a little bit on the live stream, so hopefully it should be a little bit smoother stream for y'all. Alright, so our V1 I think is like 150. Apparently I'm climbing up a hill here at Fort Lauderdale. Look at that, the incline. Alright, gear up. And we're climbing at 30,000 feet, or 3,600 feet. We're going to slow it down. And we're going to make a right turn. So if you look closely, you can see the right aileron bending downwards. Alright. We're climbing way too high here, so I'm going to lower the power a little bit and also the altitude. We only really need to climb up to about 4,000 feet. A320 window seat spotter. What's up, Matt, man? So yeah, A320 today. So we are, I'm going to bring up the map so I don't lose sight of where I am. Not the nav log. I need the map. Oh, blast. There we go. I'll make sure to put it in a inconspicuous, whoops. I want it to be a little bit higher than that. So I'm going to put it in the corner here so I don't forget and so it's not annoying to y'all. We're just doing a quick flight to Miami. I have purchased the Treasure Maze. What's up? Window seat spotter says I should fly a 777 from Orlando to, or Fort Lauderdale to Chicago. Maybe I should, but I actually don't own the 777 yet, window seat spotter. So that is kind of a downer. But there you can see the coast of Florida, right? We're going from Miami to, I'm going to, oh, you know what? No, I want the flap 0, dang it. I'm going to put them at 1, actually. Or 10 degrees. Since we're almost landing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain from the flight deck speaking. We're making our final preparations to land in Miami. So make sure to keep your tray tables up and your seatbelts fastened. We should be on the ground in the next 10 minutes. Thank you for flying Air Canada, eh? What's up, Colin? Sandra, what's going on? New York City, hello, hello. Yep, JFK definitely made it. It definitely is in the bracket challenge. In fact, I think it'll be a strong contender. The question is, can JFK beat London Heathrow? It looks like from the voting that Louisville is probably going to win too. Yeah, and window seat spawner, right now I'm kind of thinking I don't want to do flights that are too long because then, I don't know, it just seems weird. Alright, so I should probably just start descending. And so I'm going to kill my power right about now, or be about 35% here. As we're getting close to Miami, I'm going to straighten out, make a little left turn here. So I'm more of 90 degrees from Miami. I forgot which button is the speed brake. So, is this? Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Is it S? No, that's not it either. you brake? Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble, folks. I could do flaps 2 now. And then we're going to adjust the speed. So we're like maybe around 190 knots. And then I'm going to make a right turn as we are on descent into Miami. Thanks, New York City. Yeah, I thought it would be a good idea. So definitely we will find out what happens. We're going to take the final 8, and then I haven't decided if only the Pip Pals, those who subscribe to the membership, can choose and vote, or if we should do it live on the show. And then from there, we'll make our final 3 selections, because there could be one airport that doesn't work out or something, so we picked 3 airports. But I believe I'm landing on 9 right. I did not check ATIS. So don't tell anybody or I might lose my certificate. But I do see the ALS in the distance there. Alright, we're going to go flaps 3. There you can kind of see how the flaps kind of bend over, right? So the flaps are a mechanism to make sure that the plane at low altitudes and low speeds is still balanced. And I'm going to hold it right here at about 2,000 feet. And I'm going to increase the speed. Ideally, I want to be around 150 knots or below. Well, actually, it really needs to be below, but what do I know? I'm not a pilot, but I am going gear down, so gear down over Miami is a pretty good look. So there's gear down. And there's Miami to the left. And we'll go flaps full now. And I need to correct to go over here. This is the shortest runway, I think. Now I'm going to speed up, right? We're down to about 150. Now, it would have been good if I could see, like, the PAPI, or the VASI, excuse me, the visual approach slope indicator. But I'm just flying because I think this view is better than sitting inside the flight deck. So we're going to monitor it closely. And hopefully, if I'm too low, I'll have to do a go-around and maybe switch to the flight deck. But so far, I think I'm doing all right. Hi, Zoe. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's a beast, Sandra. No question about it. Alright, so I think I'm okay here. Should be getting a call out for 500 relatively soon. So hopefully. So this is Miami International we're flying into. Yeah, I'm still a little high. The Cappy says, or the VASI says I'm still a little high. So that's okay. I've got about 9,000 feet of runway to work with. Let's see how I do from the side. Okay, I'm going to flare right now. And then reverse thrust, I believe, is this. Spoilers are up. Reverse thrust. High-speed taxi. And oh, you know what? We're going to hold short, and we're going to set the parking brake. All right, so this is the fun stuff. That was a good run. Dude, that was a phenomenal landing. I should have recorded that or instant replayed that. That was a phenomenal landing. Ah, nice, Treasure. Hey, what's up, Jan? Right now, I have a Logitech basic, Logitech, what do you call this? Logitech basic $40 joystick right now. So we just came in on the, oh, you know what? Speed brakes are still up. I forgot the button to hit it, so let's hit it. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Well, there goes the flaps, so we can raise the flaps. Nope. Oh, I'm still in reverse thrust too. There we go. I'm trying to figure out my keyboard again. Spoilers. Okay. This is reverse thrust. Okay. Okay. That is spoilers. Okay. We just had a great landing. I thought Southpaw. I had jets bouncing like Dr. Dre and Lowrider video when I first started landing. Well, that's good. You have a PlayStation. Okay. That would be fun, Melanie. Okay, so this is where I get to educate y'all. Do you see, I'm going to point my mouse to it. Do you see these here? Right? So there's a couple things we need to look at. So these boxes are incredibly important. It's always a good idea never to get close to them because you're crossing an active runway. You're about to enter an active runway. So that's one thing. Then these bars, these double bars and double dash bars indicate you're about to enter a active runway. So just a little fun fact for you. So we will go back into the cockpit here, and there we go. We're going to go back into the flight deck, excuse me. Don't ever, yeah, these bars right here, and then they also have the in-ground, so they have the in-ground lighting, which is really awesome. At night, you can probably see it better. But, hey, American Aviation 556, I haven't seen you in so long either, so it's great to see you. Yep. All right. So, oh, I have another thing to point out. We're going to go ahead and cross the runway since basically I'm in charge. And we're going to go towards the terminal. We're going to make a left turn. What taxiway are we on? But one of the things I want to point out, remember a couple weeks ago when the ATC controller actually stopped a Southwest flight from taking off on a taxiway? One thing, here's something interesting that you may not know. The taxiways in the United States are always in yellow, whereas runway are in white, right? If you notice that. The dash lines on the runway are always white. Taxiways are always in yellow. So, just a little side note there. What's up, Colin? What's up, Robbie? Great audience today. So, just remember that if you're ever piloting a plane, taxiways are always in yellow. So Miami, okay, Miami is where we're at currently. So you can see that out of the flight deck. I'd say we're going like 25 knots. This is add-on scenery, by the way, that I purchased. This is not stock. I purchased a lot of add-on scenery. So my question is, where should we fly to next? Should we do a flight back to Fort Lauderdale, or should we fly somewhere totally different? I don't know what the excuse was, Southpaw. I just know that I was like, I bet he was tired. I mean, and it is very easy. I should make note of it. It's very, very easy to get lost at an airport, especially with multiple runways and taxiways. So just FYI. The Bahamas, Havana. Andy says Tampa. Robbie says San Francisco. Or Key West. Alright. Alright, let's do, we'll have to reset it here, but let's do, Key West will be tough. It's got a short runway. But we could try it. So, alright, we'll go. I like the KFC idea. The the Key West idea. So, we'll exit out of here. I'm going to taxi into that gate right over there. So, we'll taxi in here. And I'm going to shut down one engine so we don't waste fuel. So, where are my engines? The only thing I haven't learned is engines. So, yeah, that's the only thing. Forget it. We'll just keep both engines on. But I like the idea of Key West, Miami to Key West. So we'll do that. Is there an add-on, Jane, for Tucson? I have not gotten it yet. I know if I start, though, Jane, I'll probably end up broke. So I need to be careful how much I spend, especially when I'm traveling. JFK would be cool too. We'll do a quick flight down to Key West. I like that. Probably be at 10,000 feet. Okay, so this line is another line. This line right here is the movement, non-movement boundary. I'm going to hit parking brake right here. So this line right here is called the movement, non-movement area. If you see that dash line and how it's on the left side, that means you're in a movement area. And there are only certain things that need to be in a movement area, and definitely not in the area. Like, for example, the majority of cars are not supposed to be in the movement area. And movement area is where the planes basically are taxiing and taking off. So, oh, that's right, the engine's in between the two seats. Thank you, Southpaw. Good call. So the dashed line means that you are inside the movement area. The solid line means you are in the non-movement area where rampers and everybody else are. And there's a big security thing you have to be movement area qualified. You have to go through testing to be movement area qualified. So just FYI. Because pilots go to ground school, like air ops people, they have to go through testing and classes to be movement area qualified. So just a little fun note. But yeah, we're gonna block into this gate right here, and then we'll do Key West. I just thought that was important. American Aviation says 556 says there is a Tucson mod. It's $20. All right, well, let's look at the store before we go to Key West on that. We will take a look at that. And if you haven't, this is a good reminder, if you haven't yet, make sure you pre-like the show for tomorrow. It starts, I'm thinking, in between 9 and 10. Pre-likes really help more of the audience tune in because the notifications are higher. We'll actually do like an overhead block in here. So we'll go. Nope, not the parking garage. Not the parking brake. Sorry about that, folks. Still getting used to. Remember, I haven't played this game since last week for like 18 months. 18 months. Getting close to that line there. All right, good block in there. That's what we call a great block in. Yeah, Jane, I am at the international terminal. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is look to see what Tucson has, or what add-ons there are for Tucson, to see if it looks any good. And then we're going to go Miami to Key West, and then we'll probably do like White Plains to JFK, perhaps. A study level plane, huh? Maybe. All right, so let's go to the marketplace first. We almost had 30 people at one point. They're probably like, oh, this is Flight Simulator, never mind. All right, so we're gonna go to the marketplace and we're gonna search for Tucson and feel there. Oh, that's pretty good. Phoenix and Tucson real regional trees. What do you there are no trees. All right, here's Tucson. Let's see how it looks. Is it pretty realistic? Jane, what do you think? Should I'm not gonna buy anything today. But we're definitely, Jane's going to look at this and decide, is this any good? So we're going through some of the, that's pretty good. I'd say it's like B maybe? B? The Tucson lit up on the tower. There is Tucson Airport outside. So I'd say it's like a solid B. And the runways are updated, which is great. That's good. So yeah, this is pretty accurate. On the parking there's the parking garage, and then they do a lot of solar panels on the parking here. Actually, the solar panels are actually on top of these cars, so that's where I would say minus points for that. But remember, there are two concourses. There's B over here, and there's A over here. So this, if it were on sale, I would probably purchase this. So this is pretty good. What's up, ERB? American Aviation, you got 20 bucks. Try it out right now. I love it. So pretty good. Yeah, there are no trees. There are no trees in Tucson, very little. All right, we're going to do Key West to, but we're going to make sure it's sunny out. So we're going to do Miami to Key West. All right, and we're going to do, we can do runway 27, and then Key West will be right there, and winds are 270 at 2 knots, so we will land on runway 27. It is a very short runway. We'll go up to about probably 10,000 feet, and we're going to change the airline here. We're going to celebrate American. The Pratt & Whitney sound. Let's do the Pratt & Whitney sound. I want to hear what that sounds like. And for your information, I don't even believe that the A320neo has the right specifications to even land at Key West. I think it's too big of a plane, but we're going to try nonetheless. Lonnie, what's going on? Lonnie, this is basically Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't think I have a server. I'm just on OBS. I haven't figured out how to play online. So let me give you a background. I used to play this a lot, but then I had to move, and then it's been in storage for the last 18 months. So this past week, I put it back together. So this is my first week doing it. So I'm a little rusty, so I apologize. Yeah, the A319 is probably the biggest airplane, that and the 737-700. All right, but we are taking off from Miami here, and we're going to test everything. Flaps are okay. I need to go flaps down, and then I need to test spoilers. Spoilers are working, and then reverse thrust. Okay, reverse thrust is working, and the engines are working, and we are ready to go. So we're going to climb up to about, I'm going to hand fly everything. We're going to climb to about 10,000 feet, but we're going to follow the GPS. By the way, speaking of that, this is a little dim here. Let's see if we can brighten this up for y'all. The PFD, we're going to brighten this up. There we go. Perfect. And whoops. All right, terrain display. I don't know that we need to do terrain, but here we go. All right, parking brake is released, and wait, I think it is. Let me make sure. Parking brake is off. Okay, good. All right, we're off and rolling to Key West. In the green. I'm going to pretend like I'm First Officer Mark. This is the Pratt & Whitney engines, they say. We'll go V1 at 150. Gear up. And there's Miami. Continue for west departure, ATC says. We're not going to go too high of a climb. And we're going to slow it down. There goes Miami behind us. And we're going to make an immediate left turn because we're going to Key West. And we're going to go climb up to 10,000 feet. We're going to even slow it down a little bit more. Flaps up at 2,200 feet. And we'll go get back into the flight deck. And we're slowly making our way south. Climbing at about 3,000 feet. Sounds pretty good. Airspeed solid. Flaps at 0. And we are casually making our way to Key West. We're going to overcorrect here as we look out the captain's side window. And we're going to follow the GPS in the upper right-hand corner. We're going to overcorrect to the right. And we're going to slow it down because look, we're already at overspeed. So we're going to climb a little bit. Don't tell Mark. He'd be disappointed in my flying. So I'm going to instrument fly now. Pretend I am instrument flying. And we're going to go a little bit to the right to get back on course to Key West. We're just doing a direct Miami to Key West. And we're going to cap our flight level at 100. So thanks everybody for tuning in. If you haven't yet, we'll be in Phoenix tomorrow. Not Microsoft Flight Simulator, but actually we'll be in Phoenix. So remember to pre-like, because pre-like certainly helps the channel. I'm not going super fast. As you can see, the engine's only about 64%. So here are my engines. There you can see. And we're slowly getting back on course on our GPS routing. Key West right now shows 94 miles. And we're going to cap out at about 10,000 feet. Again, for right now, I'm just flying everything. So altitude, everything else I'm hand flying it as well as speed. DC, Texas. I know I'm way too fast. I need to slow it down. But guess what? There are... DC, Texas is right. I'm over speed, but since there's no traffic in the air, I'm going to let that one go. Yeah, exactly, Southpaw. That's exactly why I shut them off, too. They are kind of annoying. Until I get VATSIM and learn how to use VATSIM, so current altitude 9,000 for 10, and then we're going to cap it at 10,000. We'll do 10,100. That's right, DC Tex. If you ain't first, you're last. Yep, tomorrow is Phoenix, and we're looking forward to it. By the way, I do have some good news and bad news about Phoenix. Apparently Air France is short-handed planes, so as they switch to the spring and summer schedule, they didn't have any Air France flights for tomorrow. The next week they do, but not tomorrow. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. All right, we're basically at 10,000 feet right now. Let's see if I can turn the seatbelt button on and off. Let's see how good I am. Seatbelt button. Let's see. Where is it? I know it's around here somewhere. Don't want to turn the pack off. That would be bad. I'm still getting used to everything here. Seatbelt sign, or seatbelt. Cabin pressure, no. Don't want to turn the packs off. What's up, Rigoberto? Oh, I did not tell the flight attendants to take their seats, Jane. I totally forgot. I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. Where is the seat belt? Dang it. Well, I'm going to have to call First Officer Mark on because he actually flies the Airbus. He's going to help me on this. But we're about 10,500 feet. Thanks, everybody, for leaving a like. Don't forget to pre-like the Phoenix stream for tomorrow between 9 and 10. But yeah, Jane, I need to start getting some pre-departure checklists that they always have. We're almost at 360 knots. So I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to slow it down to about 55% engine. Aeromexico arrived. Excellent. Thank you, Matthew. All right, so we're going to go on the outside. Let's hear what these engines sound out like on the outside. Phone a friend. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call First Officer Mark. Actually, that's not a bad idea. If I can figure out how some way, Sandra, to get the audio board set up, that could be a possibility. We could phone a friend. That's actually a good idea. We might have to try that sometime. But if you look in the upper right-hand corner, we're close to being on course for Key West, about 60 miles outside of Key West. I'm going to descend to about 4,000 feet. I did leave the no smoking sign on, Jane. I did. Yeah. So now we're pretty much on course at Key West. I'm going to go a little bit to the left here. Slight change. And let's see where we're at as far as how far to Key West. All right, so according to my nav display, we're 60. We're almost ready for descent here. So 60 miles. As you can see, this big old mouse is helpful, actually. See, we're about 60 miles outside of Key West. So we're going to put on the announcement here. Turn the loudspeaker to max. It would be cool if they did that. But let's see what we got on here. American Aviation has the 320 checklist at his house. Excellent. ETA to Key West, we're looks like time-wise about 15 minutes. So in fact, I think you can see it in the distance right there. So we're going to begin our descent, but before we do so, I'm going to get on the loudspeaker and get everybody going.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This is your captain speaking from the flight deck. We begin our descent down to Key West, and we'll be on the ground in the next 15 minutes. So flight attendants, if you could make your preparations for boarding, we'd appreciate it. Again, big thanks to everybody flying on American today, and hope to see you on a flight in the near future real soon. Thanks.
Flight attendants, prepare for boarding. Or prepare for landing. Prepare for boarding doesn't really work. Alright, so I'm going to kill the power, and I want to be, I'm thinking about 2,000 feet per minute, right? So that number is about 1,000 feet if you look on the flight director right here. So we're close to 2,000 feet. Right now we're about 1,700 feet per minute. We want to be, I'd say, 2,000. So we're relatively close. And you can see in the bottom right-hand screen that we're about 1,600. So I'm going to push the yoke down a little further and then pull it up. So we're right there, maybe a little less. So we're headed down to Key West. You know what's cool about this? This gives me time to tell you about Key West. Key West is an exciting airport for pilots because it is very short runway. There's only one runway, and the runway is only about 5,000 feet. So there are only certain planes that are allowed to fly into there, like the 737-700 or the A319, some of the smaller single-aisle jets. But it's a very challenging airport because of the short runway. So that's why you never see any heavies or anything flying to Key West. So that's kind of funny. Tim, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. We'll be in Phoenix tomorrow. Killing power isn't a great idea. Well, this is what happens. They slow the engines down when they're on descent. So we're right at 7,300 feet here, and down to 7,000. And we are approximately, let's see what, 45 miles to the northeast of Key West. So I've given myself some room here so that I can make a right base turn and just come into the airport. Because you notice we're a little bit off course. But there's the ocean. You can see the ocean below us. Again, my graphics processor isn't the best. So what are you going to do? Tim's had many takeoffs and landings into Key West on Flight Sim, and definitely it's interesting, but have not actually thrown the A321. This is the A320, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to pull up on the yoke a little bit. And once we get to 4,000, we're going to start to see the speed come down. And then I'm going to start my flaps. Oh, look at that. We're not that far away from the islands and Cuba. So I'm going to start raising the angle of altitude or angle of attack. A little bit more. And I'm going to start making a right turn. Hi, Zoe. How's it going? All right, Sandra. We'll see you tomorrow. American Aviation says some tips for landing. Flare at 30 feet, idle at retard, or you are when flare 10 degrees. That's good advice. That is good advice, American Aviation. I'm still remembering how to fly this thing. I just figured out how to get my broadcasting headset on yesterday. So, whoops. Now we're going to start climbing again. I went a little bit low, but that's okay. And we'll go flaps 1. Average AV Geek, yo, what's up? Tim says, also Pip, I'm excited because tomorrow I'm heading out to Sky Harbor to meet up with some plane spotting fun. Can't wait, just got to have a college class first. Nice, Tim. Well, maybe I'll see you out there. I'm hoping we get a nice long show and lots of people tune in. So if, Tim, I'm thinking I'll be probably on the, maybe Terminal 3 parking garage. That's what I'm thinking. New York City Aviation, yeah. We will see how the vote is right now. And then we'll go from there. Alright, so gonna increase the thrust. Probably going a little slow, but I was also going fast heading out of here. American Aviation says you've got a baseball game tomorrow, so probably not tuning in. Well, good luck on the baseball game, American Aviation. That's awesome. Yeah, Tim, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. It could be either 3 or 4, so may just have to wait and see. No problem, New York Aviation. I'm going to actually zoom this out so you can see. Yeah, see how, oh, dang it. See, Key West is right there, and I'm kind of like slowly heading towards it. Probably once I get closer. Let's see where I'm at. How many miles am I out from Key West? 30 miles out. 30 miles out for Key West, so in the next 5 minutes. So we're gonna veer to the right. And there it is. I'm just going to keep my speed at 210 knots. Altitude backed up to about 4,000 with marginal movement on the yoke, the side stick, so to speak. I don't know if I could. So I have, it's funny because I don't have the Boeing Dreamliner yoke. I have the Airbus side stick, and I have the Dreamliner thrust master, but I don't have the yoke because I don't know how good I'll be on the yoke, if I can do it. What's up, Kevin Kelly? Thanks for tuning in to our live flight simulator flight session. Yeah, Tim, I'll let you know. I will let you know for sure. It's embarrassing that everybody else is a better simmer than me. Except I'm better than Flight Officer Mark, or First Officer Mark. Yeah, so the only thing I don't have, I have the Thrustmaster side stick, the Thrustmaster Airbus throttle quadrant, and then also the Boeing throttle quadrant as well. But I just wasn't sold on the Dreamliner. I'm going to go down to 3,000 here, folks, as we get closer. And I'm going to make a little right turn. Yeah, I know, Tim. I've always been scared because I don't have the greatest graphics card in the world. So it's kind of like... kind of got the speed brake up a little bit, slowing things down. And then I'm going to pace my, now that we're slowly and we'll go flaps 2. Flaps 20 degrees, we'll go up to speed 190. Window seat spotter, my specs. I've got a 5700 XT graphics card, an AMD 3700X processor, 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, a 1 terabyte SSD hard drive, and those are the main specs, I think. So it's okay. When I built this myself, by the way. I custom built it, and I built it 3 years ago. So it's been a while. I don't have the 737 yet, Kevin, but the plan is to get it. I just don't have any money right now. And we're going to hold off here at 2,000 feet. See what happens when you get distracted? I wanted to stop at 3,000, but now I'm at 2,000. So this is what happens when you get distracted. That's why there's a rule in the flight deck that it's a sterile cockpit or flight deck between below 10,000 feet. So all other distractions are out of the way. It's a sterile flight deck. Better than my quote-unquote gaming PC. Yeah, so Joe, our friend Joe, he has like a 4090 or something redonkulous. So maybe one day. I'm gonna go flaps 30 or 20, excuse me. I'm gonna keep the altitude up. Speed. You gotta be careful too, because you might end up landing at the naval base. So the naval base is right there in front of the airport. So it's very confusing. It's very confusing. I think I see the runway. I'm not sure though. I'm gonna have to zoom in more. Yeah, I need to go right, because there's the naval base right there. And I think I got the runway in sight. Go flaps full. Probably went flaps full a little late. I really want them at about 150. Here's the naval base. So this is the Key West Naval Base. I want to zoom in even more. And if my approach is off, I guess I'll have to go around and come back around. Beep boop. But I feel pretty good about my speed and my altitude. And I'm going gear down. I'm going to go back into the flight deck for this one. Whoops. There's the runway. See, it's right there. Okay, watch this. I'm going to kill power. A little high. See? This is why it's important to do ILS approaches. This is not going well. This is not... Okay, so watch how good it... All right, I'm at 1,000. You are earning AA advantage miles. Let's see if I can recover, or if I have to go around. I don't like doing a go around.
500.
Okay.
400.
I'm hot, coming in hot.
300.
God, this is gonna be tough.
200.
Uh-huh.
100.
Yep.
60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
And reverse thrust. Spoilers up. All right, we did it. After a horrible approach, we recovered. Was not my finest effort there. And spoilers down. Ouch, my legs flared a bit early. Well, I had to flare early to recover to make sure I didn't go around, so that's what I'm blaming it on. Thank you, Matt, man. You're too kind. All right, we're in Key West. Welcome everybody to Key West. I know they're doing renovations at Key West right now, but it's definitely a small airport. Oops. I keep hitting the parking brake. That's not good. See, look at how small the taxiway is. I hope you're having fun, because I am. I love talking and educating, so if I can do anything good, you let me know, or if you think this is awful, also let me know. I love feedback. Can't read minds, so. And there's no jet bridges at Key West. They only have air stairs, which I think is one of the things they're trying to correct at Key West, is the lack of air stairs. Very small. Welcome to, I think it's called, what's it called? The something Peninsula. Mattman's a boomer, he should know. Yeah, there's no way there's an A330 that landed here. That's a lie. Contra Republic, that's it. I'm probably going to have a wing strike on my hands. Oh, yeah, there we go. Taking out the winglet. Wait, I think I can avoid it. Nope. Oh, look at that. That's what you call steeringmanship. That's a real word. Okay, now we're going to kill the engines here. So let's see if I can actually turn off the engines first off, since Southpaw was kind enough to remind me. Good, I'm glad to hear that. New York City Aviation. You know, McKinney, yeah. Alright, we killed both engines. Yeah, there you go. Slow it on up. We'll take a... Alright. Killed both engines. That was an okay landing, considering I was like 1,000 feet with 2 miles out. But yeah. Oh, you know what? This gives us a perfect opportunity to talk about the anatomy of a plane. Which, if you're going to be a pilot, you've got to learn this. So, my yoke... So I've got the... Or yoke, not yoke. Side stick for Airbus. All right, so we're gonna turn my rudder. So I'm gonna turn the rudder, right? Rudder is ear pry. So yaw. Yep, yaw. Okay. Is your rudder? There's your left rudder. There's your right rudder. All right, now let's do ailerons. Ailerons are roll. Right? So if I want to roll my plane to the left, see how those come up? Right? Those are your ailerons. In fact, watch this. Oh, you can't see them. Let's go the other side. See how they come up? We'll go super close. Can we? Oh, all right. That's good enough. There's rudder. So there's your ailerons. This is how I learned in flight dispatching. I played Flight Simulator all the time. So there's your ailerons. If I want to roll to the left, ailerons left. If I want to roll to the right, ailerons right. Right? So you see on the edge of those, on the wings. And then your flaps and your slats, right, come out here. A little bit further back and then down. So I'm going to go full flaps. So flaps at low speeds, right, help either inhibit or increase drag, which allows, or excuse me, not drag, lift. So it either balances the plane and slats at low speeds, or helps it have lift. So, and there we see the beautiful engines, Pratt & Whitney's. So anyways, I'm not an expert on planes. I just pretend to be. And I remember that was one of the foundational things we had to learn as flight dispatching. So, but, oh, I know. I know something we can turn on. Let's go up here. Let's turn on the APU. Turn on the master switch for the APU. And then we'll go outside. And then you'll hear the APU start up. So the APU stands for the Auxiliary Power Unit, and that helps the plane start up because you have to have the APU and start up the engines. So the APU also can cool down the airplane because it activates the packs, the AC packs. So let's check things out here. I'm going to go back into the flight deck. All right, so I've got the APU on. That's the other thing. When you hear that high pitch, like psss, when we do live streaming, like for example when we're at Phoenix, when we hear psss, you hear that? That's the APU, and it comes out the back. Let's see if my engines will start. It never works, so I have to turn master and see if the engines actually come on. Nope. Maybe. But you can hear the APU. I can never turn the engines on in the right order, so don't laugh at me. Let's see. APU gen on. On. Whoops. I just killed the plane. Turn the APU gen on. Don't laugh at me. I don't know what I'm doing. This is why First Officer Mark should have been teaching me. Instead, he just revels. Anyways, you guys can teach me how to do that. Because I'm not very good. I just killed the engines. The APU's dead. Is it still working? Oh, I killed the APU again. Alright, enough about that. We're going to leave it on a high note. Yeah. Whew. Alright, I did say we would do White Plains to JFK, so we'll do that. We'll do White Plains to JFK. So let's do that. So HPN. There it is, White Plains. And yeah, we can do runway 34. No, there it is. Runway 34, and we're going to come back around JFK, do 4 right. And we're going to do 4 right. Right there. Okay. So we'll stick with American. Actually, we'll do... They have Delta here. Let's see if they got Delta for you. There it is. We'll give it some Delta love. I don't think Delta has any A320 Neos, though. Yes, Jane, I will make sure to hire you. All right, on American Aviation. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make friends on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know if I'm ready for that step. Jane, you're totally hired as ramper. I think I am going to get that Tucson scenery. But don't forget to like and subscribe. So our next flight, we're going to do White Plains, which I think White Plains is the airport that the Yankees fly out of. because it's not too far from the Bronx, being on the north end of the city. I've been to White Plains a couple times when I lived on Long Island, and I've been to JFK a couple times flying in and then also plane spotting. So White Plains is a pretty short runway too. It's only 6,500 feet, but NetJets has a huge presence there. JetBlue flies out of there. I think Breeze still does. So yeah, but White Plains to JFK. Oh, there you go. Jack Boo Boo wants to be your friend. Well, there you go. I learned something new today, American Aviation. Nice. I don't know, American Aviation, if I'm quite ready. I have to still be familiar with things, but we'll get you at it eventually. So White Plains, here we go. 6,500 feet. And is the APU on? Is it off? APU is off. Cool. All right. White Plains. Delta, runway 34. And I'm going to do a running start. So I'm going to put the parking brake on, and I'm going to do a running start. Or not. Okay, running start. And I did purchase the White Plains scenery as well. So this is add-on scenery. This is add-on scenery. All right, engine at 90%. Parking brake and release. And gear up. And I think we're going to make a right turn. We're not going to climb too high. Probably to about 4,000 feet. Flaps up. Jane says she flew back from Paris. I think I'm going the wrong way. Hold on. Yeah, I think I'm going the wrong way. Alright. But we're almost at 4,000 feet. And I'm going to get rebuked by DC Spotter that says I am overspeed, which is true. Under 10,000 feet, 250 knots. Our indicated airspeed. So I'm going to slow it down. All right. I'm still going to go this way. $30 miles to JFK. Now we're in Connecticut. Did you know that the White Plains Airport is right next to the Connecticut border? There's a fun fact. Seriously, if you drive outside the property by 1,000 feet or less, you are in Connecticut. I'm going to zoom out here. Yeah, see, I went totally the wrong way. I was getting I went the totally wrong way. Oops. I did not follow my GPS. So, Pip gets -5 points for not following the GPS. Google Maps and I don't get along very well either. J-Bones! J-Bones, real weather, I haven't yet, J-Bones, because I like the higher FPS, frames per second, versus downloading real weather, even though I love real weather. So I have to be careful. If I do that, I have to turn down the settings. My graphics card is just okay, so good question. Haz will definitely take off from San Antonio soon. Nice, Jack. Yeah, what I'd love to do is be our friend Joe. Joe has the 4090 graphics card, so he can do stuff like that. Mine is just mid-grade, so it's kind of like a, well, situation. So right now, we're flying over Connecticut, and I have made this route a lot longer than I needed to. So we're gonna cross the Long Island Sound, actually. This is actually good for the arrivals too, because they usually come around for JFK, so my bad. Yeah, you could spot my jet, Haz. If only I had a real jet. Maybe once I get Flydaho up and working, I'll have my own jet. So we're about to, I believe, fly over Bridgeport and Fairfield, Connecticut, maybe Stamford. The things I'd like to accomplish is be proficient with the side stick, and then after that, be proficient with BatSim, which is the online air traffic control, and then kind of go from there. Ah, yes, Jane, I also didn't do the announcements. I always keep forgetting to do that. It sounds like I need to hire you, Jane, as the flight attendant, because I'm doing a horrible job right now. I am doing a horrible job. This is why checklists are important. This is why pilots live by the checklist. So cruising about 4,000 feet over the Long Island Sound. While we have this moment on this detour, I want to remind you, if you haven't been to Long Island, it's actually really beautiful. It's totally different than New York City, and you can actually take a ferry with your car across the Long Island Sound into Connecticut. And if you live out on Long Island, that's usually the faster way to get to Boston, because instead of dealing with traffic in the city of New York, you can just take the ferry. So just FYI. FYI, you can take the ferry. It's probably about $70 though, so just keep that in mind. But keep in mind too that you have to pay a lot of tolls when you cross a bridge in New York City. Ah, that's true, Jack. You could be the co-pilot. Or maybe I should be your co-pilot so I could learn. Yep, so there's the Long Island Sound. We're coming up on MacArthur Airport, or crossing between Farmingdale and MacArthur. So again, don't forget to pre-like the show tomorrow. I'm going to try and be in Phoenix by 10. I'm going to try and be by 9, but the show I'll push back to 10 as long as I feel good. These allergies are killing me. I could use the helicopter. I have no idea how to fly the helicopter though. I would probably take a Cessna or something. Or one of the ultralights. And Long Island isn't very thick either. It's like maybe 20 miles north to south at its thickest. That's true, Tim. I could get a lot of good co-pilots here. This also gave me time for my ground beef to defrost for tacos. Okay. If we look to our left, there's islip in the corner. MacArthur Airport in the corner in the distance there. I'm slowing down a little bit, and I'm gonna descend a little bit. So yeah, this is where I lived when I was working for Breeze Airways. I was living out on Long Island, and this was back in 2021 when I came and worked for Breeze. That looks like the Long Island Expressway. It was expensive, but after a while, I really enjoyed living in Long Island for some reason, even though I got like 5 red light tickets. Hey Susan, how's it going? All right, American Aviation, we'll see you, bud. Well, I didn't move from New York City to Arizona, Tim. There were actually a lot of steps in between that. Okay, so I left. So I lived out on Long Island in 2021. Then I moved to Breeze's headquarters in Utah. Flaps 1 now, by the way. And then I moved to. From Breeze's headquarters, I moved to work for, well, I had some odd jobs because I was going to start school, so I quit the job, and then I got super sick, and so I had to, it's a long story, super sick, I had to leave enrollment for school, so I left school for my MBA, and then I moved to Texas, got a job in Santa Fe, was fired, and then spent the last 9 months looking for a job, and then Tucson found me, and I'm absolutely thrilled. So there are a lot of in-between places. So it was a long, long journey, and lovely to be in Tucson. Yeah, so there's Long Island. I'm going to kind of do a diagonal here, and then descend down to 3,000. So this is kind of what we'll do and we'll bring back Matt Man. I know you'll be thrilled to hear that we're bringing back Pip's Institute of Plane Spotting when it's too hot to plane spot. So I know you'll be thrilled for that. And we're going to slow her down a little bit. Eric, what's up, man? Yeah, I know, Eric. It's definitely going to be too hot to spot soon. That's why I'm like, I have got to set up my computer. So that's exactly why I'm starting doing the flight simulator thing. So at least I can provide some form of entertainment and education. And then I know Matt Man's super excited about bringing back Pip's Institute of Plane Spotting. And it'll be better, Matt Man, that's the great thing, because my internet connection is now fast enough at home. So it should be dope. Where am I? Where am I? There I am. Flaps 2 up to 190. All right, we're right about 3,000 feet. I guess I should make the announcement now, Jane. I'm not good at this stuff. Nice, Eric. Learning helicopters. Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking from the flight deck. We are making our final descent into New York City and landing at JFK. So we're going to ask our flight attendants to do one last walk through for any trash that you may have to pick up. And don't forget to put your seats in the upright position. I want to thank all of you for flying Delta Airlines, and make sure you fly Delta again so we can meet you again. Look forward to seeing you real soon. Flight attendants, prepare for landing.
There we go. And then as things go on, I'm doing everything visual right now. So once I get comfortable, then I'll start doing instrument approaches again, because I love doing those because the plane would basically land for you. So hand flying is actually kind of fun. So just cruising along here on the Long Island Sound. I am kind of hungry. And turn down the altitude a little bit. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Smash that thumbs up if you like the content. If you don't, then tell me what I could do better. So, feedback is always appreciated. This will actually work out well. I'm going to fade a little bit to the left here so I can make a nice calm right turn. In fact, you can see JFK probably in the distance there. J-Bone says I need to work on the announcements. All right, I will work on the announcements for sure. Orange and browns like Braniff. Ooh, good call. I like that. Like, and then Eastern. And Eric, that's a great suggestion. Excellent. And don't forget to pre-like the show tomorrow. Thanks, New York City Aviation. Yeah, so that's JFK out to off our right-hand side there. I could land on runway 31, but I'm going to land on 4. So I'm going to take a left turn here and go out and then come around. I should probably start using the charts too. Joe says I need to start using the charts. I'm like, oh yeah, I should start using the charts. I'm like, Joe, that's a good idea. But one piece at a time. And I'm going to make a bit of a right correction here. You can see Staten Island and New Jersey. The Jersey Shore. Hey, you guys. Thank you, Jane. AOA stands for Angle of Attack. Great question. So Haz asks, what does AOA stand for? And AOA stands for Angle of Attack. That means the angle that your plane is pointed at. Right now, my angle of attack is 1 degree. So almost kind of lined up. But yeah, it just stands for angle of attack. Good question. Like, where's my nose? Is my nose way high? Is it way down? I'm going to go back into the flight deck for a little bit. I have no idea where I'm at. Let's see. Oh, good. Alright, so I'm just outside that circle, but I'm getting closer. Jamaica Bay, I believe. I was a little slow. Sandwich, PB&J. TWA and America West, good suggestions, Jane, for liveries. So speed 190, a little bit slower than we need to be, but that's not surprising. Being that it's New York and it's one of the most congested airspaces in the entire world. So they probably want to slow you down to begin with. So, just FYI. Yep, J-Bone's landing on 4 right. That's the goal, 4 right. U.S. Airways would be a good one. They should somebody should just do an American Airlines Heritage livery. Getting close to our right base turn. So, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Go down to 2,000 feet here. Should be entering the 10 nautical mile circle soon. There's the Verrazano Bridge, I believe. It's tough to keep all the bridges in New York City. There's so many of them to keep track of. All I know is I paid a toll on all of them. That's all I know. That is all I know. All right, there you can see downtown Manhattan. So I'm going to make a hard right here. And when I center up, I should see JFK as I continue to go down. I think I overcorrected. This is why GPS is incredibly important.
2,500.
Or not. Oh yeah, I overcorrected big time. Look at where I'm at. Oh man, the adventures of Pip, right? All right, we're gonna make this fun then. I'm gonna level out here at 1500. I was too lazy on the turn, and flaps down 20 degrees. Airspeed at 170 knots. We're gonna do 4 right. I'm sure you're loving this. You're like, where is he going? Where is he going? I don't know. Yeah, so I should have turned long ago. That's my bad. This is why I get paid the big bucks. Fasten your seatbelts is correct. All right, so, whoops. I don't want my nose pointing up. Look, as my angle of attack is 7. Now it's back down to 6. Now I'm about to stall. This is the worst. All right, hard left. This is why ATC is so important. Is because they help fix problems like bad pilots like me. Oh, and there's 4 right. Okay, gear down, flaps full. There you can see the approach lining system. I'll tell you, Fort Worth or Fort Lauderdale to Miami was 10 stars. This is like 2 stars, 1 star. Good thing this is a fairly long runway, because this could end badly. See, this is what happens. You've been flying for only a week, and the dad wants to give you the keys to the plane. And you're like, what?
500.
My angle of attack is way... Alright, now I'm going to level it out.
200.
I'm going to recover. I can do this. I'm a big boy.
100.
And
60. 50.
we're going to flare. Ah! Ground spoilers up. Reverse thrust. No problem. We'll take the high speed. Oh boy. Oh, and then we'll do some... There's a couple of bumps there. They might want to fix that. Need airside ops. All right. Well, that was embarrassing, folks. I hope you got a good laugh out of that. Like you probably should. And we're here at JFK. So now I'm going to hit the brakes abruptly and start laughing. Tim says, congrats on qualified Ryanair. Well, thank you. Okay, well, I'm hungry, folks, and that was embarrassing. That was truly embarrassing. That's why it's always a good idea to put a flight plan together. So, but hope you had some laughs. So we'll end it right there. I am hungry. And thank you, Treasure Maze. I hope to see all of you at Phoenix tomorrow. Remember, we'll be on the air between 9 and 10. And hopefully have a great show tomorrow. Make sure you invite everybody, and it'll be a well-attended show. So, Tim, we'll see you tomorrow, bud. Thanks, everybody. And as always, be kind to each other, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So we will see you then. See you guys.